All right, good morning, folks. How y'all doing? Come on, Niagara Falls. How you doing? How many of you love Wayne's World? Nice. All right, well, you're not going to be disappointed there because we are excited to have with us here in Niagara Falls two-time Grammy Award winner. She's voiced Lilo and Stitch. She's been on Dancing with the Stars. I dread to say, but she's been on with Donald Trump, the Celebrity Apprentice, and also Wayne's World. Please welcome Carrere. Welcome, Tia. Take a seat. Did I say your name right, Carrere? I got it phonetically spelled.
It's Carrere.
Oh, you were right. You were right. It's Carrere.
Ah, the paparazzi got it right.
Yes, paparazzi got it right. I'm suing my research team because they said Carrere, but I apologize.
I responded, hey you, whistles and cat calls.
Awesome. So how we're going to start this, I want to ask you a question, and we'll get the audience to come up and ask questions at the microphone and everything, and get the ball rolling. So,
once upon a time, on a pebble in the Pacific Ocean.
no, that's all right. I want to actually ask about, I know Wayne's World is the big thing, but you actually turned down Baywatch for Wayne's World, and explain that to me.
Yeah, well, I had gotten an offer to be David Hasselhoff's marine biologist girlfriend. Just before I had even read the Wayne's World script. But they were sort of like thinking about adding this character on, so it was sort of on a slow track. So they said, okay, well, can you come in for a swimming test? So I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm out of town or whatever. And then, so in the meanwhile, I had read the script Wayne's World, and I thought, wow, it will be mine. Oh yes, it will be mine. Because, I mean, she was, I think, 18 to 24, Chinese girl, that she has a strong accent when she speaks, but when she rocks, she can rock like nobody's business. And I was like, there's nobody that can act this and sing it like me, and I just knew that. So I told my agent, let's drag our feet, let's see if we can get an offer for the Wayne's World movie, because it's, it's perfect for me. But it was one of those forks in the road where I could have gone left or I could have gone right.
Well, Wayne's World, totally definitely winner there, so good job.
Thank you. Yeah, it changed my life.
For sure.
What an iconic role. It was like our Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Well, absolutely, yeah. Well, the ballroom blitz too, I'm thinking, right? Like, that was just wonderful you did there.
I lost my voice like 4 times.
Let's open it to the floor here. Let's get you up on the microphone here. One at a time. Say your name, where you're from, so Tia knows, and not where to go if you're a bad person, and where to go if you're a good person. No, I'm just joking. And ask your question. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Natalie from Cambridge, Ontario. My question is, what was your experience working with Mike on Wayne's World?
It was such a whirlwind. He was such a sweetheart. He actually, the last callback, because I went like 3 or 4 times for the film, I think. And the last time it was, with all the big wigs at the studio, and he came out and he said, I'm rooting for you, you're my choice. So just keep doing what you're doing, and you're doing awesome. I was like, thank you so much. It really, put wind in my sails. So that was really nice of him to stick his neck out like that for me, because it was terrific, just to have that little confidence when you walk in,
Would Cassandra would have married him if you wanted to?
Cassandra, well, I mean, she was there. He was the one that was feeling all insecure with, with Rob Lowe, and then with Christopher Walken. He was the one that was weighing out. I was there. There was never a question.
Thank you.
Cool.
Thank you very much.
Hey, you.
Hey.
Hi, I'm Andrew from Windsor, Ontario. You made this little film called Jury Duty with Pauly Shore. What was it like working with that guy? What's that guy like in real life?
I just saw Pauly recently, because his mom, Mitzi, owns the Comedy Store. And he happened to be there celebrating his birthday, and my girlfriend was there celebrating her birthday. So I got to see him again after all these years. And we were talking about the film, actually, how it was just this amazing time for both of us. We were really at the top of our game. And he said a very interesting thing. He said, that one day your star rises and falls, and your awareness of, your career rises and falls. He said, but we're always going to have these faces as we're walking down the street. For better or for worse, we're still going to be these people. I wonder what that's going to feel like. And now, almost 20 years later, it's quite something. That's, you have to really keep your wits about you, and it's a long journey of just constantly finding balance in your life, and it's a magical, thing, what we've gone through. I mean, very few people have been able to be on screens in front of millions of eyes all over the world, and to keep your head together. That's the most important and most successful part of the business, I think, when you can keep it together, because a lot of people get lost along the way.
Thank you very much. Next, please.
Good morning to you.
Good morning.
How do you like Mark from Montreal, by the way?
Sorry?
Mark from Montreal.
His name's Mark from
hi,
Montreal.
Mark.
What do you like better, working on Dancing with the Stars or The Apprentice?
Oh my goodness.
Careful how you answer, because Trump is running.
I'm well aware.
Are you going to move to Canada?
I have a Canadian paperwork
Good girl.
at immigration as we speak. No, but I'm rooting for Hillary, and I think it's about darn time that she's president. So.
Nice. So Celebrity Apprentice or Dancing with the Stars?
I would have to say Dancing with the Stars, because at least I learned a skill. I did some really, like my tango, I'm so proud of that tango, where Max dropped me to the floor. It's like, it's very dramatic. And Celebrity Apprentice, man, it was, I have to say, for a show that purportedly was all about charity and giving to charity, I saw the least charitable, attitude and behavior on the part of our fellow co-stars on the show. Lou out there is one of the notable exceptions, but it's very hard, because I had some really brutal women on my team that were just, they'd go past the cameras and roll their eyes and do all kinds of stuff like that, and I'm just stick your nose to the grindstone and get your work done kind of person. And that doesn't, that's not what they're looking for. They're looking for drama. It's a reality show after all. So it was a little disappointing.
And what do you think about Bruno on Dancing with the Stars?
Bruno Tonioli, it's beautiful. You're like a hothouse flower. Coming to blossom. He's awesome. He's great.
Thank you, Mark.
Hello, Kia.
Hello.
I'm from Montreal. My question for you is, what's your favorite scene to film during Windroll?
What's that? I'm sorry?
Your favorite scene to film during Windroll?
Favorite scene?
Favorite scene in Wayne's World? Jeez. I mean, there's so many. It was such a whirlwind. That movie was shot in 30 days. Wow. And yeah, people don't realize it was the lowest budgeted picture at Paramount Studios that year, because they had no idea what they had. So think about the profit. But, they, with these little tiny trailers, and it was shot in 30 days, and it was just go, 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 because they didn't have the money. So it was, I think the Stratocaster scene was awesome. I love that scene. And the music store stuff just made me laugh. And I wasn't in the drumming scene with Garth, but I thought that was magical. It was so much of it. It was great. It was just great. What a great experience. But boy, it was a blur. It went by so fast.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
What's that? Yeah, you can't do Stairway to Heaven with a guitar. But I was also recording the soundtrack at the same time, so I was exhausted. I was in the studio with these amazing musicians and like napping on the couch. I'm like, really? Michael McDonald's in the studio and I'm napping on the couch? How dare I? But I'm so good.
Thank you. Next.
Hey Kia, welcome back to Canada. I saw you last time at the Toronto Comic Con when you came and stuff.
Yeah.
And I've been holding this
4
question.
years ago now.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, so I've been holding on to this question, but you guys already kind of touched on it. One was, if you got to go to the finals, who was going to be your dream team on The Apprentice? Because I wanted to see you and Arsenio together.
Yeah, I love Arsenio.
So I wanted to know who was your dream team. And the other thing was, if you were going to come to Canada, if Trump got elected president, I think you have one sponsors here now.
Thank you. Well, I have my permanent resident card. I'm just re-upping on that. So I already got part of the way there.
Yeah. So who was going to be your dream team if you had made it to the end?
Oh, geez.
Any season, you can pick anybody.
Golly. I mean, I don't know. I really enjoy working with, you know, Penn Jillette. And like I said, I love Arsenio. Let me see, who else is on this? I don't know. You know, it's terrible because I'm choosing all the guys. But the girls are so terrible to me. That's why. They're just so mean and nasty and just like that little red-haired girl. I just want to poke her in the eyes.
Thank you very much.
Here's Morgan. Yeah, very, very smart guy.
Hello, my name is Carrere. I'm from Winona, Ontario. This is going back to your Relic Hunter days.
More seasons, huh? I know. I was so tired.
Great show. What kind of workouts was there any regime that you put yourself through for the scenes where you're doing the action, and how much of that was done by stunt people?
I did all the fights, but they augmented it with a stunt person, like the cartwheels and jumping off high things. But all of the fights I did, I like learning how to fight. It's fun. And before I started out, I trained with a friend of mine, a stunt guy. But when you're in a show, you're literally just trying to keep your head above water. We were shooting such long hours in, 2-3 different countries. So it's gonna sound really dumb, but the most important thing was my ability to nap. If they were setting up a shot, I would be laying on the floor with my jacket over my head, sleeping, like out. And then I'd get up and I'd do my fight scene, or I'd rehearse or whatever, do my lines. But really the thing that sustained me through 66 episodes of like grueling fights, and like I was like, please don't make me fight anymore. I had a couple fights every show, so it's 120 fights. It was really tiring. So I think the biggest thing that I could do was nap whenever I could, because everybody was exhausted at all times, and you have to really be on it. Because in a fight situation, if you zig when you're supposed to get, to zag, you get punched. And one notable fight was this big guy. He must have been like 6'4", meaty hands, like a big guy. And he swung, and I went down like I was supposed to, and I came back up, but his arm was so long, he got me with his elbow right on the jaw, like, crack. I was like, and I walked and I sat down. I couldn't talk. I was just, okay, let me check my neck, let me check my jaw. Okay, nothing's bleeding. Okay, good. And then we went back and we did the rest of it. But yeah, you really got to be alert at all times. That's the key. So rest, I would say, is the most important part.
And one last thing. Did you ever get any comparisons with like the Indiana Jones? Because it was so action-packed.
That's what we were shooting for.
Yeah.
I mean, it was basically the pitch line was one line: female Indiana Jones. Okay, cool, well, bye. And then that Laura Croft movie, I was like, no! We totally took all the wind out of ourselves. We were going to do a movie that first year. And then that movie came out, I was like, no. You notice it's funnier. It would have been awesome. Me and Nigel, a little bit more money and all that funny stuff. It would have been great.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, please. Hello, Kia. My name is Kevin from New York, and I got a two-part question for you. What made you decide to get into acting? And if you had a chance to work with any actor or actress that you've never worked with before, but you would love to work with, who would that be and why?
Well, strangely enough, I was discovered in a grocery store in Hawaii. In Honolulu, Hawaii, I was shopping. I had never done any acting before. No drama club, no nothing. And I had always been a singer. I entered talent contests. Actually, at my table, I have my 4 Grammy-nominated CDs. Thank you. I won Grammys for 2 of them. But the gentleman that I do the records with, Daniel Ho, my co-artist and producer, I did talent shows with him when I was 14 years old. Yeah, so that's...
You were on Star Search too, right?
Yeah, Star Search is another story. I'll tell you that story after. That's hilarious. But yeah, so we did these talent contests, so I always wanted to be a singer. And then I was shopping one day after a modeling shoot, because I started modeling somewhere about 16, 17, 15, 16, 17. And I was in a grocery store, and a producer's mother and father from Hollywood walked in, and they said, "Darling, you're gorgeous. You should be in our son's movie." And I'm like, "Is this for real?" But they're like really well-dressed, like older couple, very elegant, you know, Beverly Hills looking with the chignon and the pearls. I was like, okay, they don't look like mashers or anything. And they said that the casting director is a woman that did Karate Kid. I'm like, okay, totally legit. I said, but I've never acted in my life. She said, oh, she's a really good casting director. She's, you know, discovered a lot of talent. So I went in and I read the lines, and I had no idea what I was doing. Just made pretend like a kid, you know. Oh, I'm sad, I'm gonna cry. Stuff like that. And I got the job. I got the female lead in a film, and so that's how I started my acting career. But I had no designs on acting. I was always gonna be a singer. It was kind of funny.
An actor or actress that you've never worked with that you would be like, oh, yes, I want to.
Oh my gosh, I would love to work with Al Pacino. Yeah. Al Pacino, he's so dynamic. And he's talking like this! And he's, you know, how did you? And it's like, it's just a way, this cadence of speech just cracks me up. I probably start laughing though, because I watched him so many times. And I got to meet him at a premiere once. I was like, oh.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, please.
Hi, Mike from Niagara Falls.
Hello.
Over your career, you've had like a really wide range of roles. Like one of my very favorites is the bad guy, True Lies.
True Lies.
So, you've been the heroine, you've been the female lead in movies. What's your favorite type of role? Do you have one that, I really like to play bad guys, or is there something that really jumps out at you?
I have to say I like playing the bad guy, like I got the lead in Cull the Conqueror with Kevin Sorbo, and they offered me the other part, and I said, you know what, I really want to play the evil witch. Is that okay? They're like, why would you want to play that? I said, because you're so polite and you're nice and you're normal in real life, and when you're a villain, you can be totally off the rails, say the worst things, and think of the most evil things to do to people, and it's awesome. You know, it's sort of like you can compartmentalize all the evil in your life into a movie role, and it's kind of fun. So I like playing the villainess, you know, being more arch. I find it more entertaining anyway. Did you say the red? There was something else.
No, it's True Lies.
Yeah, True Lies.
Yeah.
And I like being the villain.
When you meet up Jamie Lee Curtis, it was great.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Talk about roles too and that stuff. I want to hear about the Star Search in a second, but I know that was your first movie you discovered in the grocery store, but you also broke through. Your first breakthrough was your General Hospital.
No, that was a fair bit later. That was May of '84. I was still in high school, I think, when I met the woman in the grocery store in Waikiki. At the food pantry in Waikiki, it's still there. Every time I go back home, you know, I go back like twice a year. I make sure I go there. It's like my touchstone. Okay, cool. It's still here. This is what made my life. Subsequently, actually, a couple of times ago, I got to meet. I was in a restaurant, and this woman came up to me and said, you know, you're Tia Carrere, right? I gave you, I'm responsible for your career or whatever, something like that. And I was like, no, Mike Greco and Mike Greco's mom were the ones that gave me. He goes, I'm Mike Greco, and I'm Mike Greco's mom. I'm like, oh. You know, 30-something years later, I said, thank you so much, to get to look them in the eye and say, thank you for taking a chance on me and starting this whole crazy ride, this career that wouldn't, if I was there 5 minutes later or 5 minutes earlier, we wouldn't have run into each other.
No, it was fate for sure. And talk about playing the evil part as well, or the bad villain. You were always in that Married with Children, the rival to Kelly Bundy.
Oh, yeah, that was fun.
Yeah, and you enjoyed that too?
The best thing with that was that everybody else in the room was sort of all-American looking, and I was like the only ethnic person in the room, and I thought that was a great, you know, a great coup, because, you know, they usually go with the blonde-haired, blue-eyed American, or the model, you know, and so...
Which you are, by the way, and you're beautiful, wasn't it?
Thank you.
Yeah, applaud for you. Right? They would always usually go for the all-American, and so that was another one of those things
I felt like, okay, little small steps forward. And now you see a lot of people on TV that look like me, but back then you didn't. So that was a big deal.
So Star Search.
Star Search!
Yes.
That is how I met my acting coach, but it was, I had just moved to LA, and I initially wanted to go in for the supermodel category. Supermodel, you know, you can walk up and talk to the camera with a microphone and read a prompter. That's really hard. But there were no spaces. It was all, you know, taken up. So they said, well, we have a space in the acting category. Okay. And so the guy that I was paired up with, he was concerned about my acting ability. So he was afraid I was going to make him look bad or something, as I heard later. So he took me to his acting coach, and the coach, you know, helped us both and worked on the scene. And then when we went in, you know, they had a grading scale like 1.25, you know, 1.57 or whatever, so up to like 4.0. And I got like, I don't know, 3.25, and he got 1.75. And he was worried I was going to make him look bad. So it's kind of funny, but I thank him for introducing me to my acting coach that I trained with for years, and I never saw that guy again.
Oh, there you go. Very good. Anyone else have questions? Come up to the microphone here. Come up to the microphone here. Say your name, where you're from, so Tia knows, and we will hear your question for Tia.
You can yell from your seat, too. Raise your hand, yell from your seat.
Remember, Tia's going to be here all day at her station doing photo ops and also autographs and all that stuff, too, so make sure you check her out.
And my CDs. You can't get them anywhere else.
See, there you go.
Signed and everything.
Perfect.
Hi, Tia. My name's Caroline. I'm from Hamilton. I know you've worked in Canada. I think Relic Hunter was filmed
Yeah, I
here.
shot in Hamilton as well.
Oh, awesome. I wondered, any chance you might come back and work in Toronto or Vancouver?
I did a combat hospital in Toronto. Too bad that didn't go further, because that could have been a fun role to reprise. I played a photojournalist. You know, I would love to come back to Toronto. That's why I'm working on my permanent resident card and see if I can come up with another show idea and put it out there, because I really had a great time. And a few of my really great friends are still in Toronto.
The new Star Trek's perfect.
The which?
The new Star Trek's shooting in Toronto.
Oh, is it? When is that shooting?
September. I work in film.
I have to get in on that. Tell me. All right, cool. I want to be a Trekkie.
Hi, Tia. Another question. Was there a role that you auditioned for and you so wish you could have gotten, but somebody else got you, and you're like, damn.
Well, I kind of wish they didn't come out with that Laura Croft movie, but that aside, geez, what? Oh, I went in for Heat. The Amy Brenneman part, that would have been awesome. And I gave a really great reading too. I was very proud of it. You know, sometimes you go in for an audition and you're just like, I knocked that out of the park. It was so great. And you know, somebody else got it. Just maybe the way she looked, maybe, you know, whatever it is. And that would have been great to get that with Pacino and De Niro. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I was so gutted when I didn't get it.
All right, thank you. Oh, no, you had another one? Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, keep going.
Who's in your iPod? Who do you listen to?
I love Sia. I love Sia. I love her old stuff. Before she started with this whole Chandelier. I love Chandelier and all the dance stuff, but her old stuff was just so gorgeous and breathy, you know, 07. I like that electro chill sound. This group called Buzu Baju. These two DJs from Germany, Kruder Dorfmeister, also two DJs from Germany, strangely enough. Yeah, I like, you know, acid jazz and electro chill and like the Buddha Bar compilations. That's my vibe. Hotel Coste from Paris.
Cool, thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Luigi.
Where's Luigi?
Luigi, come on.
My name's Sean. I'm from London, Ontario. As an outsider to the industry, my daughter's 13, she does a lot of acting. She's very interested in what it would be like to do film, not just stage. but the whole finding agents and stuff seems so sketchy and shady, and so many people just want to take money from people who are hopeful for
Well,
children.
you should never pay money to an agent, first of all.
So how
An
would
agent or
one find
manager.
this? What advice could you give to somebody?
Well, go to ACTRA and see, they would have a list of, the top children's agents. Other actors that are out there, actresses of her age range, see who their agents are and reach out to them. Sometimes you start off with an unknown manager who can get you into the door, but you may as well try and go straight to the agent, because you don't necessarily need a manager, you just need a great agent to put you up for the work. With the manager, you're going to have to pay them an extra percentage, on top of your agency fee. So unless your manager is doing a great job, as an unknown, sometimes it takes a manager that has a stable of working actors to say, you got to see this new girl, she's amazing, you should sign her, just on the basis of the fact that my other people are making money for you, he'll shoehorn her in that way. But other than a high-powered manager like that, I don't necessarily see what they could do for you. And certainly, the only thing you should pay for is maybe, I don't know, $200 to get great headshots, or $300 to get great headshots. Close up, this, full length, and then type up a resume if she's done some theater or commercials or anything, independent films. But yeah, go to ACTRA and say, I'm looking for the top 5 kids agents,
And ACTRA, I assume, is a website.
Oh, ACTRA. In the United States, it's Screen Actors Guild. In Canada, it's ACTRA, A-C-T-R-A. I don't know what it stands for.
Theater.
Yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
Television, Radio, something association.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Talk about children and kids for a second. Do you have kids or children that come up to you and recognize your voice from Lilo and Stitch?
Well, a grown woman recognized my voice standing in line in the bathroom. She, are you Nani at Lilo and Stitch? I'm like, yes. What an odd place to be recognized. Nice to meet you, though.
You get recognized in the weirdest place,
I
supermarket.
I know, supermarkets, bathrooms. But kids, it's usually the parents that bring the kids over and say, this is Nani from Lilo and Stitch. Very cute. It's nice to have that next generation of people.
Absolutely.
Or Scooby-Doo, which I've done also.
Yes.
Scooby-Doo and the Queen of Mars in Duck Dodgers, in that really cool Duck Dodgers season a few years ago.
Perfect. Mark.
Yes, me again.
Hello.
What do you find the difference working on a soap opera to a movie?
So that's a very interesting question, because on a soap opera, you're shooting an hour of film television each day. On a TV series, you're shooting an hour in about a week. On a film, you're shooting an hour and a half over the course of a month, 3 months, 6 months, 7 months, or in the case of True Lies, over the course of a year. So your timeline is much longer. I mean, we would shoot, I want to say, I don't know, 75-page scripts in one day on a soap opera. You shoot a whole script over a week or 10 days for a series, and then again you shoot that over months for a film. So you have a great deal more time when you shoot films.
Who's your favorite actor and actress to work with?
I had a great time working with Nigel, Christian Anholt on Relic Hunter. I think he and I had a great chemistry going. It was very, very funny. Working with Arnold was great. He's so nice and so low-key. And they were on the set, he was on the set 16 hours a day. He was hardly in his trailer at all. And that really instilled in me that he's number one on the call sheet. He's the big cheese, and he's there on set, working. He's not like la-di-daing in his trailer like I saw other people doing, over the course of my career. And that really showed me, if you work hard and apply yourself, that you get there.
Your last name, Carrere?
Carrere.
Do you ever drive a Porsche Carrere?
Yes, I was actually shopping for a new car, so I was looking at the new Macan. or the Cayenne, one or the other.
Last question.
Actually, oh, funny question, sorry to interject, but I once met Snoop Dogg at the Billboard Awards, true story. And one of his guys said, "Excuse me, Ms. Carrere, Snoop Dogg would like to speak with you." I'm like, "Sure, nice to meet you, Snoop." And he goes, "You know, I must tell you, you're still looking fine." I'm like, "Oh, thank you very much." Street cred, street cred. I like that Snoop Dogg thinks I still look fine. And he said, "I have an azure blue Porsche Carrera, and I call her Tia Carrera." I was like, "Where's the camera? This is just so cool. This should be filmed right now." Yeah, it's pretty
Very
cool.
last question.
Yeah.
What do you think we're working with the Donald?
He was actually very nice to me, very respectful. He was disappointed that I threw myself on my sword, so to speak, because I really could have taken down probably Lisa Lampanelli, you know, because it was her idea. Although I was project manager, I could have said, you know, it was your idea, and blah, 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 blah. You know, you should go home, not me. I took charge, but I really wanted to go home. I wanted to go home. I couldn't deal with these people anymore, and I didn't see the point. You know, it's great for Donald Trump's brand, it's great for the network, it's not great for you as you're going through it. You know, if you get to the end point and your charity wins a bunch of money, but that's if, and how much pain and suffering do you have to go through to get to that point? I missed being back home with my daughter, and I was like, okay, I have to go home, bye, see ya.
I think probably if he would probably lose, and then when he loses, Hillary will say to him, "You're fired."
Oh, I am waiting for that. But he was never hired in the first place. He can't say that because he was never hired in the first place.
No, but when he loses the election,
Yeah.
everybody's going to say to him what he can say. He's going to put up a big sign. He's going to say, "You're fired."
That would be hilarious.
Thanks,
I
Mark.
think he's too classy to do that, though.
Aloha, Tia.
Aloha.
Brian from Montreal again. Of all the Comic-Cons you've been to, which has been your favorite one you've been to?
All the cons that I've been to? Jeez. You know what, I have to tell you, if you're looking for a good con to go to, I'm not saying it's the best, but the biggest one, well, San Diego, of course, but it's a zoo. But there's one in Atlanta called Dragon Con. Holy cow. It's crazy. It's quite something to see. I would definitely suggest, if you ever want to see insanity on a scale that you have not seen before, the Dragon Con in Atlanta was quite the show, and a lot of people come on out for that one.
Also, is there going to be a Wayne's World 3?
Well, we'll come out on our walkers, and our canes, and they'll find me in Hawaii eating papayas, singing Hawaiian music, wearing a muumuu. Yeah, I don't know. I think too much time has passed between then and now. I think it's a time capsule, and it was a magical, awesome time. But I don't know if you can revisit that. You know, I really don't think it's. I think we have to leave it where it is.
Thank you. Thanks, Brian. Paparazzi.
Paparazzi.
Tony Bags from Toronto.
You talked about working with a lot of great actors. How was it working with Sean Connery?
Oh my gosh, Sean, your friend sounds like an idiot. He was awesome. He, when we first sat down, there was a great big table for the read-through, and it was Philip Kaufman, you know, Oscar-nominated director, and you know, Steve Buscemi, and Harvey Keitel, and all these amazing actors sitting around the table talking, you know, laughing, chuckling, and then the door opens, and Sir Sean walks in. And just this hush, you know, settles over the crowd. And he says something funny, and then everybody starts laughing again. And I just thought, that's what it feels like when a legend walks through the door. He really has a gravitas about him, and a carriage, and it's just wonderful every morning. You know, I mean, when he first walked in, I said, "Hi, I'm Tia. I play Jingo," and he goes, "Of course you are." Of course I am. What a stupid thing to say. You know that. Because you know everything. Because you're Sean Connery. I'm going to sit in the corner.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but every morning to get to say, good morning, Sean, good morning, Tia.
I think on a
Lovely
personal,
girl.
just as an FYI on a personal note, I think Northbound Leather had a sale this week. Just as you know that.
Northbound Leather. Yes, I used to go and get my custom-made leather outfits there. Yeah, there's two entrances to the store. The front entrance, which is fashion, and the back entrance, which is fetish. Very interesting place if you ever visit Toronto.
Thank you very much. Hi, Tia. My name is Jared from Welland. I have a question about if there are any roles that you turned down that you regret, and if they were possibly profitable for somebody else.
Well, I remember that they wanted to see me for the girl on the beach that tricks Tom Cruise in the, what movie was that? She was like was it The Firm? The Firm? She was like a Hawaiian-looking girl, and she's like twists her ankle on the beach, and then she makes out with him or something. So I was scared to do that, and so I didn't go in. I mean, I think I probably would have gotten the role because it was, you know, Wayne's World and True Lies in that time. But that probably would have been cool to be in a movie with Tom Cruise. Bonehead move. But I had a very jealous partner at the time, so that's what I did. I saw myself out of it because of a man.
Thank you.
All right, it's going to be our last question. Tia's going to be at her station all day and doing photo ops, and you can get her CD at her table as well.
Get all four.
Yeah, all four. Get them, because it's the only place you're going to get them.
Hi, Sam Monaco, Buffalo, New York. I came in late, so if this question's been asked, I apologize.
I'll just yell at you.
Okay. Is there going to be anything else done with Relic Hunter? I mean, is there going to be any reunion movies or any syndication or anything? Because I haven't seen it.
Well, you know, we did 66 episodes. We probably should have done more, but there have been rumblings here and there talking about, well, what if you did another thing where you had like other younger relic hunters? I was like, you know, teach them how to go out and do the thing. Or Nigel and I are the main brain of the thing, and we have a team around us, which sounds kind of fun. I think it'd be kind of cool. So.
Was it great working with Lindy Booth?
Lindy Boots, she's so cute. I loved working with her. I don't know why they replaced her with another assistant, but she was terrific.
All right, thank you. It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you
so
very
much for
much.
coming out.
And I want to thank all of you.